Good morning. Hey, Arnetta. How are you? It's muggy, but it's not as hot. I have like a bazillion things to do. This is my last weekend before going to Philadelphia for a convention. Good morning. Happy Friday, guys. You made it through the work week. You're done. You have the weekend. Good morning. Okay. Ooh, it's Friday. Yesterday I sewed and it just took me a little bit longer because of the headache. It took me like 3 hours to cut, which is the longest I think I ever took to cut in my life. Even cutting, I've never cut that long, especially because the pattern pieces were very simple. There was like no complicated circles or round corners or anything like that. It was just me. So I took a little bit longer. I finished the bag around 4 o'clock, and then I just basically chilled and hung out with my kids and watched like really bad movies. We watched this movie called Flood. It's on Hulu. It's supposed to be like a thriller horror thing, but the graphics, the CGI graphics are so bad. It's based in Louisiana, and these cellmates are trying to, these prison mates are in a bus and they're trying to get out of Louisiana because there's a hurricane coming. But they get caught in the hurricane, and instead they go to their local sheriffs. The local sheriff station which is run by a woman, to stay there and bunker down until the hurricane blows over. And somehow, some way, this hurricane unleashed like prehistorical, like crocs and alligators or whatever you want to call them. It is so bad, but you cannot stop watching it. It's kind of like Starship Troopers. If you like seen that movie, you know that movie is god awful, from the acting to the CGI or whatever. But somehow, some way, it became a cult classic because it grabs your attention still. I watched that, and then I just basically conked out again because I still had like a lot. I still had a pressure headache. So I conked out. When I woke up this morning, I felt way more better than I did yesterday, and I'm ready to sew. Today I am going to be making a Harith bag from lavender and twine. I'm going to turn it into a Slytherin bag. I need to go to Michael's to go buy some black vinyl. And if you guys are not on the, if you're not buying fabric or vinyl from Michael's, you are missing out. First of all, their vinyl is like usually like $9.99 a yard. The quality is really, really good. Um, and it's just weird getting your vinyl cut at the place where they do frames. I'm still not used to that. Maybe as more people go there and buy fabric, they will expand. I'm not too sure. But every time you buy stuff, they give you vouchers. Like I have two $5 vouchers right now. So when I go down there, I'm gonna get 2 yards of black um, vinyl, and I'm basically gonna get it for $10 because I have two $5 vouchers. So instead of paying $20, I'm paying 10 bucks, and it's good quality. I haven't had any issues. He works really good with the press. Michaels, there's no link. You just need to go. Michaels is like, Joann's. Michaels, has been around just as long. So if you go into your local Michaels, similar to what we did, Arnetta, when we were at the retreat, we went into Michaels and you've seen that there was fabric. So yeah, Michaels carries fabric. They've been carrying fabric and interfacing for over, I want to say since COVID, for a while. It's one of my favorite places to get my vinyls. And a lot of people always give me compliments on it, and it's like, oh, I got it at Michaels. Um, and it's the I think right now it's a sweet spot because a lot of people still don't know that they carry fabric. So what happens is that I get I go down there like right when I start driving down there like right when I get off of here, and I'll get there right when it opens. I'll grab my vinyl. I'm in and out in less than 5 minutes, and I'm like ecstatic because I'm not waiting forever for the cut line. It's just interesting. The guy that cuts it, he has a different way of cutting out vinyl and fabric because he doesn't have there's no measuring tape. So he does it off of like arm width and desk width. It's like very curious. Like he hasn't I've got more than less, but it's just interesting. No, I haven't tried their foam. I usually get my foam from a boating place here in Maryland. They have like they have sometimes they'll have like yardage of like 2 or 3 yards, and it's not enough to do a whole boat. So instead of casting it off, I go and buy it from them, and or I'll get by Annie's by the roll because I love her foam because it compresses really well. Her foam is like my favorite foam to get because how it compresses. Um, I also like not Basel. I don't think it's called. I think it's called Our Foam Legacy. I love that stuff, and usually you only can get that at like the Sewing Machine Plus. But yeah, I prefer foam over Peltex and Decaville Light and Heavy. It just makes the bag extremely more like durable, pliable, and it's lighter to actually wear. So when they load up, they're not worrying about the conscious weight of the bag. They can load it up and call it a day. Yeah, they Michaels carries also a sticker foam in the back, but to be honest with you, I usually get some there if there's like a discount, like if it's like 50% off. Most of the time I just use tile floor foaming for like wallets or whatever. It's a little I had some it's a little thinner but and denser. Yeah, I love how fluffy Bianni's is. It just my Black Widow bag was made with all foam, the Celine. It's so light. Like you could throw it at someone's face like a snowball. Like you like if you have like you're like, why is she referring to violence? But if you hold like a bag that's made with Decaville light and heavy, it is super more heavier than one that's foam. You can just like flip around the one with foam and because it's so light and airy, so I am a big person with it because I'm also a person that runs into corners all the damn time. So what I've noticed is that if I have a bag that's made out of Decaville light and I run into a corner and I hit hard because I'm heavy. So like it's a couple folds. One, I'm tall, two, I'm heavy, three, I'm really hard on bags. So if I hit something, I'm not hitting it like oops, bumps, butterflies, and roses. No, it's like I'm usually cursing bent over my hip, whatever I hit. And if the bag gets hit and there's a dent, Decaville light and Decaville heavy gives you no grace and it doesn't bounce back. You just now have a permanent dent in your bag versus foam. You hit it, it literally ricochets, bounce back. I'm still injured. It's not going to protect me from my injury, but my bag is not permanently damaged because I was a klutz. And trust me, when I say I'm a klutz, you have zero idea. I mean, I get bruises in the weirdest places. I hit myself in this like I don't know what you would call this, where your armpit meets your arm right here. I was like ironing and I heard the dryer go off and put the iron down and I just reamed myself straight into a wall. Like normally I do this really cool thing. It's this thing that it's for like ADHD people that like learn how to walk and move out of the way of things because it's it's this thing, but I just reamed myself and I thought for like 25 minutes I dislocated my shoulders. Like I was on my concrete floor because my basement has concrete. And I was just down there in a fetal position trying not to cry out loud because if I cry out loud, like my kids will come down like mommy, and then they're calling their dad and it's a whole ordeal. But like Loki can sense when my anxiety's up. So he came down there and he just laid on the concrete with me. But yeah, I read myself like if I don't hurt myself during making a bag, I feel like the bag is bad luck. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Good morning. So today I'm going to go to Joann's. I'm going to make a Slytherin bag. I have yet to make a bag that I usually don't make Potter bags that are specific to houses unless it's a request from a custom because what this is what happens faithfully and it's like a twitch. It's kind of like a design, some designers have a twitch when they get a pattern, they bring it out and they're like, someone immediately says, can we print it at 85%? Never trying to sew the first original bag, never really looking at the measurements. So they just automatically want to do it at 85%. It's like a twitch with them. It's like, you'd even bother to try this bag to see if it works out. So my twitch is when I make a Potter bag, if I make it Hufflepuff, or let's say I'll make 4 bags. Like the first time I made Harry Potter bags, I was at a Harry Potter convention. I made 4 So Sweetness backpacks, and they were the Cumberland bag. Now, if you know me, you know the Cumberland backpack is like my favorite. I said Michael's like 5 times. So, okay. All right. Kid, I don't even know I don't know how to respond to that. So the thing is with, okay, so when I make Harry Potter bags, I usually just do like no house specific. It's usually browns and just all different browns with the house sigil for all 4 houses. And like their hardware is not specific. They won't have Hufflepuff, Slytherin, Ravenclaw, none of them. We'll have none of them. So one day, the reason why I've done this is because I will make like a Ravenclaw bag, or I'll make all 4 houses, and certain houses buy them faster. So for me is Ravenclaw and Slytherin, then Gryffindor, then Hufflepuff. Like I'll always be left with the Hufflepuff bag. Like they don't come out strong to buy bags for me. So I'll get, somebody will see the Hufflepuff bag and be like, if this was in Slytherin, I would have bought it. Or I was in this. So I learned to, instead of having that twitch where this person is like asking me to make another house and not realizing it's already sold and I don't have the hardware or anything to remake it, I don't do house specifics. But I got these really cool hardwares from Olivia a while back, and I'm going to make a jet black Slytherin bag with green stitching, and I'm going to do it the Harith. And then look at this. Come on. How cool is this? Focus. There we go. So, I was going to be like, the dark mark. Okay. So I'm going to do that. I need to find, I'm missing the other one of these, so I'm trying to look inside my drawer to find it. Yes, you can ask a question. So I'm going to do a Slytherin bag because Slytherin weirdly comes out. Oh, my day is doing good. Thank you for asking. I hope your day is doing well too. So, this is, I just said Alchemats, Christine. Alchemats. My bread and butter, my go-to fabric. So I'm going to, I have to find the other one of these two. I'm missing one of the skulls. So I'm going to make a all black backpack, and the inside is going to be green, just green material, and then I'm going to have like pockets that are like the Wondery map or whatever, just different, but the all outside is going to be all black with green stitching. So in case you don't know what the Harith bag is, I'm like reaching far, man. Hold on, I haven't. It's this bag. It was like the go-to bag. Everybody was making this like a year or 2 ago because it was part of the Bag of the Month Club. Again, this is why you should join the Bag of the Month Club, because you get the bag before everybody else, like almost 6 months before everybody else. So I am going to be making this all black, and I'm really excited about it with the green Death Eaters. Oh, you should make it. It comes together really fast. The funny part about making this bag is when you cut out the pieces. Erica, to me, is hilarious because she always has a pattern piece that you look at and you're like, what am I supposed to do with this piece? For this particular bag, they look like t-shirt pieces. And you're like, what am I supposed to do with the t-shirt? But it's really cool. The t-shirt pieces are actually these pieces that are right here, and it comes together really coolly. She always has, I don't I'm always curious because none of her bags look like any of the bags that are in high fashion right now. So she's not getting her inspiration from high fashion. It has to be something that she's seen in her mind and she went through it. Because her last couple bags come together very similar. It's like origami pieces, and then all of a sudden you have this bag and you're like, holy spit, I cannot believe I have a bag like this. So I remember when if you're in the Bag of the Month Club, just Google the Harith and you will see a genre of so many different ways. There's been so many cool ones, it's not even funny. The bag comes together relatively really quickly, actually. For it to look like it's super complicated, it's not. It comes together really quickly, and I feel like I've made all of her bags except the Vanden. Um and I feel like this is her fastest bag, even compared to her wallets. It comes together fast. You just have to trust the process, and I guarantee you are going to question yourself a lot in it, because I remember testing it and I was like, what the Hades? Like, I don't know. So we're doing that. Yesterday I made taking down the lights with me while I'm taking down a bag. How I roll. I made the Rhea. I don't know what the name of her company is. Hold on. It's an Etsy pattern. Petal sewing patterns. Petal, like the flower petal sewing patterns. So I made this bag yesterday. The reason why I liked it is because this part right here, you can cinch in and it makes it look like a different bag. Oh, yeah, you need to cut that out and do it. That's going to be fun. I mean, you've already cut it out. So I made it, and this is what it looks like when it's cinched in. It's very cute. It has a very, like, unique style. So when we uncinch it, it releases the sides. I'm doing this all kinds of messed up. It releases the sides and gives this really cute pattern. I just love this part right here because this part collapses in. It looks like a hot dog bun. Yeah. So if this part cinches in and becomes one. So this is the bag on the outside. There's no pockets or any exterior pockets. You open it up, you have a nice recessed zipper pocket. And then you have a nice big slip pocket that you could turn into 2 slip pockets. And then a zipper pocket. And then a nice lining. That's nice and easy. I used actually the lining from Indo Love Creations, and I like it because it's a lighter weight and it's kind of silky. And what I like is, I know in more high-end bags, they have like a more satin or silky finish to the inside. So I really love that. So this is just a tote. It is not a regular crossbody. Now, you're going to be like, Shanova. How can I turn it into a crossbody if the sides are like this? You could. You could put a D-ring like on one side and the other side, and it can become a crossbody from the inside. You can just clip it in. So that's a really easy modification to do it. I like how it looks without it being stitched in and with it being stitched in. You make the stoppers, and I use Bouncy Firm for my interfacing. I wanted something light, so that's what I went for. And it's cool because when it's stitched in, it's a really good, like, you can't really get your hand into the bag. So, yep, it's just a tote bag, so it's not a crossbody bag. So if you're making this for others or family members, and they're like the people that are like, I don't want to have a tote bag, I want to have a crossbody, there is a way you can do it. It just takes kind of a little bit away of the bag. Thank you. I mean, you could Karen, you could make it outer pocket. Just put one on the back. Put a zipper facing right here, and bada bing, bada boom, you got one. you it's not that's not I try to what I try to do when I make a bag is like follow exactly what the pattern says, and that's when my mind starts wanting to modify things. But try to like at least, even if you are like, hey Shinob, I'm not selling, I just want to make the bag and do my modifications, we'll make a mock-up with like muslin and see what you would like to change and what kind of fabrics interfacings or whatever you're going to make. For me, I'm pretty gun-ho on simple interfaces like foam or bouncy firm or thermolam or fusible fleece, something that is incredibly light. I do Decovil heavy in some things and Decovil light if the pattern I'm testing calls for it. I don't mess around with what they need because I'm testing. But generally, I don't use a lot of Decovil heavy or light because the wrinkling aspect drives me absolutely bat guano crazy. Even if you adhere it absolutely perfect and you let that glue cure overnight and everything, you can still get, there's still a chance if it bends or like dents or whatever. It's a permanent dent or bend, and you're just now mad that you paid all this money to make this bag and it's messed up. Yeah, the light waterproof, yes, yeah, that's what I use, Karen. I actually really like it. Yes, the first one's like, "Oh, you can't sew it on a 1541S." That's a lie. That's a bona fide lie, and if the person is doing it and can't do it, please reach out to me. I will show you how you can do it. There for you, Arnetta, I can't put a link while I'm in selfie mode, so what link are you looking for? Because Bouncy Firm I mentioned a couple times, and that is from Serial Bag Maker. Indolove is right a comment right before you. Waterproof canvas, if you look right below you, it's Indolove Creations. And if you go to their website, you can see all the waterproof canvases and water resistant canvases they carry. I don't have my tablet down here, so I cannot make a link. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. And the funny thing that's going to be, whoever purchased this is going to get like a nice surprise, because this is a glow in the dark panel. Oh, not glow in the dark, glow in the heat panel. So it either turns blue or it turns pink. I never labeled them. I just bought both of them when they came out. So I have no idea if it's going to be pink or blue until I actually, unless I go out in the sun and do it, and I'm not going to do that. so so I say it's a surprise. That's what how my kids used to say surprise when they were little. I love surprises. So it's a surprise for whoever gets his bag. They go out in the sun. It's either gonna glow pink or it's gonna glow blue. I'm hoping blue because the vinyl is blue. This is pretty cool because this was in my scrap bin. It was less than a half a yard and I was able to use everything in it. So I really appreciate this. This part right here can get a little bit bulky because this goes into the seam. These were fun to make because hers is a little bit different than other people's. Oh yeah, one thing I did that's different. The pattern called for hardware for this part. I had no hardware in rainbow, so I just did hidden. Sorry, my phone was bugged. I did hidden connectors. I didn't have any hardware connectors. I'm like, when if you ever really look at any of my videos, anytime I have a convention, this is when I start running out of hardware and whatever, because I'm making bags so often that I can't keep up with my orders, with like different orders like I'm talking about for supply. So I had no connector, so I was like, do I make this bag? Do I wait? And I was like, no, I'll just make hidden connectors. And I decided to do 3/4 of an inch because I just thought it'll look cuter with the strap. 3/4 of an inch. The back pattern is, again, it's petal sewing. Petal, like the flower, sewing patterns, and the bag's name is Rhea. You can find that on Etsy. REA, and petal, PETEL, sewing patterns. I think that's like right. I think it's right. She has a symbol. No, I'm sorry, PETAL sewing patterns, and the bag is Rhea, REA. I don't know if she has a Facebook group or not. So yeah, that is all I have. I'm going to be smashing down, going down to Michael's, and then I'm gonna go count out the Harith. I'll show you the Harith on Sunday. Tomorrow's sleep in Saturday. I hope everyone has a really good Friday and you're able to enjoy your weekend and relax. If you need to sew, then sew. I'm excited because next week is a lot of fun events. We get to finish up through the Austin book bag, which my second one's coming out even cuter than my first. We get to finish the Austin book bag and my birthday week. And I will be this time next week, I will be in Philadelphia. So yeah. I think Captain's Log is going to be very hard on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, possibly Monday, because I'm driving back on Monday. So we shall see. So I hope everyone has a really good day, and I get to talk to you guys all a little bit later. See you on Sunday. Bye.